गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रयविनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नुमः श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नुमः श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नुमः. We had just entered into the first chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, and here the commentary of Bhagavad Gita by Jnaneshwari Maharaj is called as Jnaneshwari, and the commentary that is given, that is called as the Bhavartha Deepika. Yes, last class I was talking to you about the deep word Bhavartha, Bhava Artha, and Deepika also. So, Artha means meaning, Bhav is only merely intellectually listening to the words of the teacher, Jnaneshwari Maharaj here, is not going to bring about any transformation in us. Only when we interact with that information and catch the import of the words, just like we were looking at the Upanishad, there also same topic came, that the students are approaching the teacher says, you stay with me for 1 year and then I will decide whether you are qualified to ask the question or not. Forget about answer. Qualified to ask the question. Why? As we said yesterday, the teacher and the student, the teacher is fine. The student has to become in tune, be in tune with the teacher. He has to resonate. He should be at the same wavelength. Then things starts happening. When that starts happening, there is no question that will come to the mind of the student. And even if the question is there, the manner in which he may have asked the question 1 year ago, but now that he is in tune with the teacher, the way he puts the question across to the teacher, the disposition with which he listens to the answer from the teacher is totally different, because he is in tune now. He has been purified. He has, what did we say yesterday? The quality of a student is, why is it required to stay with the teacher? Under what circumstances? Self-imposed discipline, surrendering your individuality at the feet of the teacher, where his word alone is the command. There's no misunderstanding with the words of the teacher. There is no questioning as to what the teacher is saying. Complete obliteration of individuality. His word is the final word, or her word is the final word. That was in which Upanishad? Prashna Upanishad. Similarly here, Jnaneshwari Maharaj is having the same disposition towards his teacher, Nivritti Nath, who is his elder brother also. And here, yesterday, I don't know till where we did first or second We did. Till fifth we did, yeah. Om Namo Ji Adya Veda Pratipadya Jaya Jaya Swasamvedya Atma Rupa Deva Tuci Ganeshu Sakalamati Prakashu Mane Nivritti Dasu Avadhari Zoji He Shabda Brahma Ashesha Techi Murti Suvesha Tetha Varna Vapu Nirdosha Miravata Ase स्मृति तेची अवयव देखा अंगिक भाव तेथ लावण्याची ठेव अर्थ शोभा अष्टादश पुराणे तीची मणिभूषणे पदपद्धती खेवणे प्रमेय रत्नांची. Till here I think we did all this Ashtadasha Purana and the Vedas and everything. So now we continue with our next 5 verse, 6th OV to the 10th OV. Where are we? पदबंधनागर तेची रंगाथिले अंबर जेथ साहित्यवाणे सपूर उजाळाचे देखा काव्य नाटका जे निर्धारितास कौतुका त्याची ऋण झुणती क्षुद्र घंटिका अर्थध्वनी नाना प्रमेयांची परी निपुणपणे पाहता कुसरी दिसती उचित पदे माझारी रत्ने भली तेथ व्यासादिकांच्या मती तेची मेखळा मिरवती चोखाळपणे झळकती पल्लव सडका. देखा षड्दर्शने मणिपती तेची भुंजाची आकृती म्हणून विसंवादे धरिती आयुधे हाती. So here he says from the 6th verse onwards, here the 6th OV said, पदबंधनागर तेची रंगाथिले अंबर जेथ साहित्यवाणे सपूर उजाळाचे. So here he says, his colored robe constitutes their superb diction. Whose colored robes? Ganeshji's or Guru Maharaj's. Here he is taking, because if Nivrittinath was wearing ochre robes, it would, but I think here it is Ganeshji, because afterwards he used the word Nivrittinath also. So, his colored robe constitutes that superdiction, its fine glossy thread standing for their poetical style. The jingling bells in the girdle around his waist represent the poetical and dramatic compositions. If you observe keenly, you will find in them all many doctrines set in poetry like gems in gold. The silken garment around the waist of Ganesha represents Vyasa's intelligence, and its shining borders denote the pure flashes of that intelligence. See what happened here. He is explaining Lord Ganesha, that the whole embodiment of Lord Ganesha with his trunk and his one broken tooth and the other elephant tusk, and then the nama there and the crown and the beads and the bells that are around, the snake that is around. Few things he has mentioned, not everything, but he is putting that, comparing that with all that the scriptures are telling us. And and if you remember that when Ved Vyasji wanted to write the Mahabharata, what was the story? That Ved Vyasji was having such an inspiration to write, and the Sanskrit verses were getting composed in his mind, and he said, I won't be able to think, compose and write at the same time. So I need a scribe. And at that time, Ganeshji offers himself, and Ganeshji, and the condition that Ved Vyasji puts in front of Ganeshji is that, so we went, you were there. So we went this time to Badrinath, And you were also there. And in Badrinath there is a Vyas Gufa. We sat in there and he told us the story. And below, about 50, 100 feet below, is Ganesh Gufa. So there Ganeshji was sitting. And Ganeshji's, the condition that Ved Vyasji has put on him, Ganeshji accepts to be the scribe, that I will write whatever you are telling, but make sure you don't stop even once. This is the condition that Ganeshji puts on Maharishi Vedvyas. Who is Maharishi Vedvyas? He who composed, not wrote. Ganeshji wrote. Composed. But who is Vedyas? He is son. Huh?
Son of Sanat Kumar?
No. Sanat Kumar are brahmacharis. They never got married. No. Ved Vyasji is son of Satyavati, a fisherwoman. His father is Parashar Muni, and so Parashar becomes the father of Ved Vyasji, and Satyavati, the fisherwoman, she used to take passengers from one bank of the river to the other. And one day when she was taking Parashar Muni across the river, in the middle of the river, Parashar Muni said, "This is the most auspicious moment. Are you, and a great soul is going to be born. And will you be ready to hold him in the womb and give birth to that baby?" She says, "But I am so young, and how will I don't, nobody will marry me afterwards, this, that, blah, blah." He said, "Don't worry. You will have after giving birth to this soul, you will stop smelling like a fish. You will be the most attractive and fragrant woman around, and you will maintain your virginity. And you have a very bright future in front of you." And so she agrees. And to her, Maharishi Vedyas was born. And then afterwards, that Satyavati got married to the father of Bhishmacharya, Shantanu. And through Shantanu and Satyavati, Vichitravir, Chitrangat, these two were born. And Vichitravir and Chitrangat, from Vichitravir died, and Chitrangan was anyway very weak. So she calls Maharishi Vedvyas, and she says, "You are also my son. So if these two sons are not good enough, one is already dead, the other is on the verge of dying, but and a year has not passed, so you have a child with these two princesses." So he says, "If you wait for one more year, then it will be good, because I'm in the middle of tapasya, and these girls will be very afraid of me, because I'm looking so ferocious because of the tapasya." She said, no, after 1 year, what will the world say, that from where did these children come, from whom did they conceive, etc., etc. So you do it now. So he went to Ambika, Ambalika. So he goes to Ambika, and when she looks at him, she closes his eyes. Dhritarashtra was born. Then he goes to the second one, Ambalika, and when she looked at Vedvyas, she started shivering. So Pandu was born. Pandu, when you are afraid, you are in fear, and you are shaking, Pandu was born white, very weak. And then he went and told, one will be born blind and the other will be born weak. And but both will be very intelligent, because they are born through me. So she says, no, give one more chance to the other one, to the elder one. And she agrees, but instead of going herself, she sends her maid. So from that Shudra maid, Vidur was born. And thus you get the Mahabharata going. So anyway, so this is Ved Vyas. Ved Vyas ji's son was Shukadev Maharaj. And Shukdev Maharaj, what is attributed to him?
He's born.
He is the
Gyani.
one, he's born Gyani. And he is the one who gave the Srimad Bhagavatam to
7 days.
Parikshit Maharaj in 7 days. When he was going to be, when he came to know that in 7 days the Takshak Nag is going to come and bite him. And that's the story. So here, coming back to the point. So here, Ved Vyasji has been asked by Ganesh, has asked Ganeshji to be the scribe. Ganeshji puts a condition that you must not stop narrating. Otherwise, the moment you stop and think, I'm gone. So Ved Vyasji, he himself is a Narayana avatar, part avatar. So he also says, yes, agreed. But I also put one condition on you. And what is the condition? That everything that I tell you, you will put it on the paper only after understanding everything. And the Jugalbandi begins. Jugalbandi means the English में क्या बोलेंगे? Duet begins. The dance begins. And in this way, his 6 hands suggest 6 philosophical systems. What are the 6 philosophical systems? Yeah. You can take it as 6 Upavedas, or you can take 6 philosophies as the etymology, Jyotish, Dhanurved, Ayurved. These are the 6 Upavedas. And then the other 6 philosophies you can take also as the Charvak philosophy, the Nihilist philosophy, the Sankhya philosophy, the Jain philosophy. So there are 6 philosophies which Adi Shankaracharya, when he takes the commentary, he refutes all of them to put Vedanta on the top. And you can't argue because we study that. And Jnaneshwari Maharaj also tells the same thing. He is also propagating Vedanta only. But what is his? Is a Ishvara Advayavad. This is his angle. That whether you come to the absolute truth or you come to the Ishvara, it's one and the same, because Ishvara knows what his essential nature is. So his 6 hands suggest 6 philosophical systems, and the things held in them indicate their differing doctrines. Continuing from the 11th verse, Tari tarkatotsi parashu niti bhedu ankushu vedantu to maharasu modakacha eke hati dantu जो स्वभावता खंडितु तौ बौद्धमत संकेतु वार्तिकांचा मग सहजे सत्कारवादु तो पद्म करु वरदु धर्म प्रतिष्ठा तो सिद्धु अभय हस्तु देखा विवेकमंतु सुविमळु देखा विवेकमंतु सुविमळु तोचिश शुंडा दंडु सरळु जेथ परमानंदु केवळु महासुखाचा तरी संवादु तोची दशनु जो समता शुभ्रवर्णु देवो उन्मेष सूक्ष्मेक्षणु विघ्नराजु. He says the axe denotes, now he is telling whatever he is holding in his hand. What do these things? If you see Ganeshji, in one hand he is holding the axe. Axe is called as parashu, and that axe that represents the nyaya. The nyaya is the logic. In second hand he is holding the goad. Goad is ankushu. Ankush is that goad with which the mahut sitting on the elephant controls the elephant. and he keeps prodding it on his neck and behind the ear, and the elephant has to listen to the Mahut. So what does the goad? The goad, the Vaisheshika creed, and the sweet juicy Modaka. Modaka in the third hand, Lord Ganesha is holding the Modaka. It is a sweet meat. It is made during the Ganesh Utsav. Ganesh Chaturthi, Ganesh Chaturthi. So that is shows to advantage the Vedanta doctrine. So that is the fruit. That is very dear to Ganeshji. And then the tooth in his hand, because he broke one tooth with which he started writing the Mahabharata. That tooth in his hand, which is naturally broken, indicates the refutation by the Vartikaras, Kumarila Bhatta, of the Buddhist doctrine. So what does it mean when there is two? That means it's duality. So he has broken one to write. Now what is left? One. So where ekameva dvitiya nanasti kinchana. The truth is one without a second, and nothing else other than the truth is. Nanasti kinchana. And that is being propagated. So in other words, from a negative opposite angle, if you look at it, it refutes the Buddhist philosophy or the nihilist philosophy. Then of the Buddhist doctrine, it follows that his lotus hand. So in one hand he has a lotus. That lotus represents the Sankhya law of causation. And what is Sankhya philosophy? Sankhya philosophy is that where the spirit and matter are separate, and in everyone there is one spirit, and everyone there is matter. So you are a composition of spirit and matter. You are a composition of spirit. Everyone is a composition of spirit and matter. What about this table? Spirit and matter? No, only matter. No spirit expressing through this. So all living beings are a composition, are an admixture of spirit and matter. That is Veda Sankhya philosophy. That is the Yoga Sutra philosophy also. Vedanta accepts that and then goes beyond it. Then Lotus and Sankhya, the law of causation. And because of that, the law of causation is that where there is birth, there is death. Where there is death, there is rebirth. And this way, the life cycle continues eternally. There is no end to it. While the safety sign of the remaining hand establishes the preeminence of the dharma, the safety hand is Abhay Mudra. That Abhay Mudra represents the greatness or the protection, or may all be well. He is giving blessings. That blessings makes a person fearless, and that fearless is because when we live a life of dharma, when we live a life of righteousness, when we live the life of truth, the first thing that happens when we embark on that journey is that there is no fear within us. The straight trunk of Ganesha represents the pure thoughts conducive to the supreme joy of final beatitude. The trunk is straight, na? And then it's turning this way or that way. But that straight trunk, it says here that Jnaneshwari Maharaj is saying it represents the pure thought. And what is that pure thought? That thought which is only contemplative of the truth. That is the pure thought. So what Mundaka Upanishad says, yesterday I was telling you about it in the beginning, in the introduction to the Upanishad. What is that? Aparavidya and Paravidya. or sorry, not aparavidya, you can take it that way also, that aparavidya is that knowledge is by way of thoughts, that knowledge which is of the lower, and paravidya is that thought knowledge which is of the higher. So what is the lower knowledge? Lower knowledge for about which you are getting thoughts is, this table is a lower knowledge. Waking dream and deep sleep is the lower knowledge. Gods is lower knowledge. Going to heaven is lower knowledge. Doing sadhana is lower knowledge. See, why lower knowledge? Because there is objectivity, there is sense of otherness. Paravidya is that thought knowledge which is about, which is contemplating upon, which is thinking about the supreme reality. And therefore here he says that the trunk represents that pure thought. Pure thought is never about apara. Apara means lower. The pure thought is always, as you purify yourself, automatically, whether you know it or you don't know it. At the moment you don't know it. Why? Because when you go to sleep, all thoughts from your mind are reducing, your mind is getting purified, and when the mind gets purified, you go back to your original nature, which is the truth. But do you know that you went back to the truth? After studying, intellectually you understand, but that you were there, you don't know that. So that we have to come to know. So that is what here his trunk is representing, and that as our mind purifies, automatically the thoughts in our mind become pure. And pure thought is that thought, the quality of that thought is such that that pure thought cannot think about anything lower. It will always think about something higher. Conducive to the supreme joy of final beatitude. So in other words, that straight trunk, because the trunk comes down up till here straight, it also represents the Kundalini. And that Kundalini, the spine becomes straight, and the individual and the infinite merge into each other. And that is the final beatitude, that is the consummation, that is the realization. His straight white teeth denote the philosophical dialogues, while his half open eyes represent the eye of wisdom. His white teeth, they are the various, what did he say? Philosophical dialogues. And the half open eyes, what do you mean by half open eyes? What is that mudra called? Shambhavi mudra. Shambhavi mudra is half open, half closed eyes. Which way?
Why?
Not like this. One half open, half closed. No. So that Shambhavi mudra is that your eyes are looking at the back of the eyelids, or the student begins that way. Eventually his attention comes to the third eye. But in the initial stages, his attention is, eyelids are half closed, he is looking at the back of the eyelids, which is dark, but at the same time, because the eyelids are half open, some part of the world is also available. But he is choosing not to give attention to the mosquito which is just passed by. He is looking behind the eyelids. And he continues to make that transition, and eventually as the mind comes to a stage where it is undisturbed by that which is seen and remains focused on emptiness. In that emptiness, because we are studying, because God's grace is there, because our Guru's grace is there, our attention doesn't go into emptiness. That's why all the philosophies have to be studied, little bit at least. And so where our attention goes to the one. And where is that one? the third eye opens up. That is the eye of wisdom. So from the Shambhavi Mudra to the eye of wisdom, the third eye. So here he says that where he represents the eye of wisdom. Continuing in the 16th verse. Maza avagamalia doni mimamsa shravanasthani bodha madamruta muni ali seviti prameya pravala suprabha dvaita dvaita teci nikumbha sarise ekavatata ibha mastakavari upari dashopanishade जिये उदारे ज्ञान मकरंदे तिये कुसुमे मुगुटी सुगंधे शोभती भली अकार चरण युगुल उकार उदर विशाल मकार महामंडल मस्तकाकारे ते हे तीन्ही एक वटले तेत शब्द ब्रह्म कवड़ले ते मिया गुरु कृपा न मिले Adi Bija. He says, the ears look to me as the Mimamsa and Vedanta schools, the 2 ears. These are the philosophy, Mimamsa philosophy and Vedanta philosophy. And where are we? And Vedanta schools. And the sages like bees taste the ambrosial rut of knowledge from his temples. All this is fanciful imagination. That why he is telling, why Jnaneshwar Maharaj is explaining in this manner. I know you are all Vedantis, you may not be enjoying it. But in front of Jnaneshwar Maharaj, all types of people are there. Not only Pandits, not only scholars, but cobblers, farmers, carpenters, common man, all of them are there. And everyone has to be, he's taking everyone together. So at some places, here he's giving you such a fantastic description of looking at Ganesha in this way, it will create an imprint on the mind of a common man. He understands stories, he understands representation, he understands examples, and that's why you will see as we go along, Jnaneshwar Maharaj uses so many examples. Even in Amrutanubhav, every verse has so many examples. So here he says, what? Taste the ambrosial rut. So who are the saints and sages? They are the bees who are drinking the nectar from the temples of the Lord Ganesh. And then from his temples shining with the corals in the form of doctrines of the Dvaita and Advaita schools are close on his elephant head. So Dvaita school and Advaita school. 2. And the sweet smelling and beautiful flowers on his forehead denote the 10 Upanishads full of wisdom. So there's no photograph here. He's seeing in his Ganesha that there are 10 flowers and these are the 10 main Upanishads. Which are they? Isha Kena Katho Prashna Mundaka Mandukya Chandogya Brihadaranyaka and Aitareya. So these are the 10 main Upanishads. Which one are we on? I know we are on Prashna, but which one? First, second, third, fourth. Fourth.
We are going line.
In the it's just there is a shloka for that. What is that? Ishakena katho prashna. Ishakena katho prashna. What is that? Mundaka mandukya aitareya. Something like that. Anyway, I'm making it up. But there is a shloka. I can show it to you afterwards. There is a shloka. Our Radhikananda sent it to me. because I was forgetting what was the sequence. So she sent me that shloka. It comes somewhere. So these 10 flowers on his forehead represent the 10 Upanishads. And what are the Upanishads about? The Upanishads are about the wisdom. Wisdom. And what is wisdom? It is about attaining the truth, being the truth. Not only attaining, but being the truth. Upanishads do not deviate from that point. They do not talk too much about sadhanas. They do not talk too much about methodologies, but they are very clearly, distinctly, they present that the fact that you are the truth even at this moment. When we are looking at it from Vedanta point of view, you are already the truth that you are seeking. And these Upanishads, you look at Bhagavad Gita, there will be Karma Yoga, then Bhakti Yoga, then Sankhya Yoga, and this Yoga and that Yoga. Upanishad, there is no Yoga. There is only straight. This is it. Accept it and really realize yourself. Don't accept it and suffer. Simple.
Swamiji, all Upanishads are Advaita only, is it?
Yes, again, the Ramanujacharya, who is a Vishishta Advaita, that means the soul is a part of the Ishvara, that is the philosophy of Ramanujacharya, the devotional side. He has also written commentary on Upanishads. But the language will be the same. Whether you talk the individual, Atma and Paramatma are one, or you say the soul and Ishvara are one, language will be the same. But Madhvacharya, he writes about Upanishads from dualistic point of view. He says that we can never realize the Lord, we can only serve Him, because his attention is on individuality. So here he says that Dvaita and Advaita schools are close to the elephant head, and the sweet smelling and beautiful flowers on his forehead denote the 10 Upanishads full of wisdom. Now he goes to the, where are we? The 3. Omkar is made up of 3. Akara, Ukara and Makara. And Nada Bindu Kalatita afterwards. So here he says, Akara Charana Yugala, Ukara Udara Vishala, Makara Mahamandala, Mastaka Kare. So here he says, Akar, the first letter A represents his feet, the letter U, his big tummy, the Udara is his tummy, and the letter M, his circular head, the foremost among limbs. So when we look at a human body, this is the Kshudra part till the waist, then is the Vaishya part till the heart, from the heart onwards it is the Kshatriya part, and the top is the Brahman part. Above the neck is the Brahman part. What do you mean by Brahman part? Same way your day also is like that. The Brahma Muhurt is the Brahman part. The midday, when the sun is at its peak, that is your Kshatriya part, where you can achieve maximum. Then afternoon, the lazy fellow comes the Vaishya part, and night becomes the Tamasic or the Shudra part. You don't want to do anything. And this way, your body is also divided like that. You want to read more about it, we'll see. You go back to chapter 17 of Bhagavad Gita. There it is explained. What is Satvik Ahankar, what is Rajasic Ahankar, what is Tamasic Ahankar, who is a Satvik, Rajasic, Tamasic doer, Satvik, Rajasic, Tamasic enjoyer, and so on. So many different categories they were explained there. So here he says, the U represents the big tummy, and the letter M, his circular head, the foremost among the limbs. And therefore, when we chant Om, when we conclude the Om, it must reverberate in your head and slowly, slowly take over your whole body. What will happen as a result of that Omkar chanting? And your attention from the body will be withdrawn, because your attention now is on the vibration. Your attention is not on the form of the body and the discomfort of the body. As this vibration of chanting of Om, see, this is a very potent sadhana. Vedanta is on one side. Here Jnaneshwari Maharaj also will tell you somewhere along the way. In Amritanubhav also he has said that you must chant the mantra. Don't just chant the mantra. And how do you chant? You chant with Vaikhari. And the more you chant, the more you will, and chant in this way. Om. So bring your attention to the feet and keep your bringing attention to the top of your head by the time you conclude with Ma. Quickly cover this area. Ma should be chanted longer. And as you keep doing this, slowly, as the vibrations push all the unwanted thoughts away from your mind, the vibration starts taking over the body. Experience करके देखो. And then slowly, wherever that attention needs to settle down, it will settle down at your heart or your throat or your third eye or the top of your head. Somewhere it will come and settle down, and it will just keep sending the vibrations out as you keep chanting the mantra and purifying, not initially the body. What is purification of the body? Purification of the body means that you disidentify with the body. The idea of body does not remain in your mind. What is purification of the mind? That there is no thought erupting in the mind as a result of the vibration. Completely purified. And that leads to silence and samadhi and so on. So here he says that Ma, his circular head, the foremost among limbs. All these three letters are united in the sacred syllable Om, which encompasses all spiritual knowledge. This comes in the Mandukya Upanishad. If you chant Om, you should not chant Don't chant Om like that. Many people are chanting like that. This is all modern, half-cooked people. It should be Om. Only this much. That A and U combined together is O. And therefore, here, which encompasses spiritual knowledge. Now, Om in Mandukya Upanishad, it is told whenever we take that if you chant Om and think about the world, you will become successful in the world. If you chant Om and think about heavens, you will gain heavens. If you chant Om and think about self-realization, it will take you to self-realization. Om can deliver to you both the para and the apara, the eminent and the transcendental. Both because Om is everything. Which encompasses all spiritual knowledge. I salute Sri Ganesh Ji, the primal seed of the world, through the grace of my Guru Nivritti. Here he says, te tha shabda brahma kavalale, te miya guru krupa namile, adi bija. Te miya guru krupa namile. I salute to my Guru Maharaj Nivrittinath. And because from what I am talking to you about all the Ganesh Ji and the Om and everything, all this I got it from him only. Did Nivrittinath sit down and teach him? Did he? Did you sit down and teach your children to speak, or did you teach your child to learn how to walk, or did he learn how to walk by himself? Yeah. Speaking also similar. You keep refining it, that's a different matter. But he learns to speak by himself, learns to communicate by himself. It's inborn. So, here, the mere presence of the Guru Maharaj, the mere blessings of the Guru Maharaj is enough. And here, Nivrittinath is sitting next to him, little bit behind. Jnaneshwari Maharaj is in the front. So, Nivrittinath, he is a representation of Lord Shiva. Jnaneshwari Maharaj, he is the representation of Lord Vishnu. And Sopan Dev, their third brother, he is the representation of Lord Brahmaji. And their youngest sister, Muktabai, she is the representation of the Shakti. So Vishnu Maharaj, so Shivji is the Lord of which state? Deep sleep state. Vishnu is the Lord of which state? Waking state. So Brahmaji is the Lord of which state? Dream state. So here we see that Adi Guru, Lord Shiva. And who is Lord Shiva? Exactly the Nivrittinath. He is always withdrawn. Your mind is always withdrawn in deep sleep from everything. That's a different matter. You go to sleep, but Lord Shiva doesn't go to sleep. But he is withdrawn from everything. He doesn't speak, he doesn't do anything. Lord Vishnu does everything. And who is he meditating upon? Lord Vishnu only. So in the waking, here Jnaneshwar Maharaj, by the blessings of his Guru Maharaj Nivrittinath, he is by the diktats of his Guru Maharaj. Now you speak on Bhagavad Gita for the benefit of the mankind, and he starts. And that's how he is starting. So I salute Sri Ganesh, the primal seed of the world. Another way you can look at this word primal seed here is that Ganeshji is the Adhishthan Devata of the Mooladhar. Ganeshji is the Adhishthan Devata of the Mooladhar. So if the whole world, because at the Mooladhar, the whole world becomes grossified. Until unless we do not invoke the Mooladhar, the further journey is not possible. And what is invoking the Mooladhar? Invoking the Mooladhar means becoming body disidentified. When that happens, you become focused on the truth. And when you become focused on the truth, your attention is not on the body. But if you imagine that, oh my God, I have to go through Mooladhar, Swadhisthana, and then Manipur, and they say these three are the gateways to hell, then good luck to you. If you take it as Ganeshji is the Adhishthan Devata, he is the remover of obstacles. So if I invoke him, there was one great master by the name of Gajanan Maharaj. His samadhi is there in Shegaon. He used to chant Om Gam Ganata Bhute. Yahi hai na mantra? Om Gam Ganata Bhute. Only Ganeshji he used to pray to. Great master. Nobody knows who his parents are. Nobody knows from where he came. Nobody knows where he vanished. But so many, few hundred years now, and such a huge following is there. But his mantra was Gam Gam Ganata Bhute. Om Gam Gam Ganata Bhute. So you invoke. Invoke Shri Ganeshji within you. If you look at this whole picture that Jnaneshwar Maharaj has presented to us, looking at it, that everything in Ganeshji is representing every aspect of our spiritual journey. Take it and run. Continuing in the 21st verse, where are we? यही है ना, आता अभिनव, हाँ, आता अभिनव वाग विलासिनी जे चातुर्यार्थ कला कामिनी ते शारदा विश्वमोहिनी न मिली मिया मज हृदयी सद्गुरु तेणे तारिलो हा संसार पुरु म्हणूनी विशेष अत्यादरू विवेकावरी जैसे डोळ्यांब अंजन भेटे मग दृष्टीसी फाटा फुटे मग वास पाहे तेथ प्रकटे महानिधी का चिंतामणी जालया हाती सदा विजय वृत्ती मनोरथी तैसा मी पूर्ण काम निवृत्ती ज्ञानदेवो म्हणे म्हणो न जाणते नो गुरु कीजे तेणे कृतकार्य होईजे जैसे मूळ सिंचने सहजे शाखा पल्लव संतोषती. How beautiful example he gives. आता अभिनव वाग्विलासिनी. See, whenever we do traditionally, okay, traditionally, whenever we begin a satsang, whenever we begin a puja, whenever we begin something auspicious, first Ganeshji is invoked. Who is the second person invoked? Sharada Mata or the Saraswati Mata. And the third, Guru Maharaj. And then after that, Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha, Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha, Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha, Harihi Om. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara. And then it goes on. So these three. So here now is coming. First he invoked Ganeshji with the whole, so much he wrote. Now in one line, Ata Abhinava Vag Vilasini. The one who is playing, Vilas kar rahi hai. She is staying there and playing on what? On the speech. Then, Je Chaturyartha Kala Kamini, Te Sharda Vishwamohini, Namili Miya. He says, I now bow to the goddess of learning. In Sanskrit we chant, no? Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada. Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini. काम मतलब डिजायर है ना. तो यहाँ पे क्या बोला है? जे चातुर्यार्थ कला कामिनी. Again कामिनी, the काम word is coming here. I now bow to the goddess of learning, who with her novel, graceful speech and mastery of arts and skills holds the world spellbound. This whole world is not a chaos. It is perfect order. And it is in perfect order due to the goddess principle. Here goddess principle is, yes, Saraswati is being invoked, Sharda is being invoked, but that Sharda is a representative of all the Shaktis. That can be the Saraswati, that can be Lakshmi, that can be Parvati, that can be the Navadurgas, all goddess, all different forms of Shaktis are included in here. We believe, oh, Durga, Lakshmi, Saraswati, which one is powerful? They are, all of them are one only. Nobody is less powerful or more powerful. Huh? Which one is more powerful? Father, son, or the husband? Husband is weak. Husband is weak. Huh? So which one? All are the same man only. The same way here, sometimes the Rajasic aspect is strong, sometimes the Samasic aspect is strong, sometimes the sattvic aspect is strong. So when you are in a waking state, the sattvic aspect will be strong. When you are in dream state, the rajasic shakti will be strong. And when you are in deep sleep, the tamasic shakti will be strong. What's the problem? So understand wholesomely rather than like modern science, knowing more and more of less and less is specialization. We don't want to know more and more of less and less. But even if we say our thoughts are getting reduced and we are knowing less and less, and more we are coming towards the self, the result will be not I am a specialist of only one. It must lead to specialization of everything. That is Vedanta. Not special. I am a eye specialist. So he will only look at eye. He will not look at rest of the body. Who cares? Go to the other doctor. For him, rest of the body doesn't exist. He only works on the eyes. Now there are these doctors who work on the, what is that? Epidermis. The top layer of the skin is dermis, under the upper. So he works on the epidermis. And he will not look at the top one, he will not look at underneath. He will only look at that one. Abhi? Pagalbandi hai. How can you fix only one? It's a part of the whole. And that's where our culture, our Sanatana Dharma differs. That when you come to know less and less, when you move away from your mind from the variety and you come to the one, the grace of the one or realization of the one gives you the knowledge of everything. Anyway, so here that everything is nothing but the Shakti principle. So I bow to that Shakti, I bow to that mother who is keeping the whole world together, and she's keeping the world in the cyclical way, perfectly going on all the time. Continuing from there, then next line he says, Maza Hridayi Sadguru, Om Shri Ganeshaya Namah, Om Shri Saraswati Namah, Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Now he comes to Guru Maharaj, and what is the place he gives? He says, Maza Hridayi Sadguru. Now my salutations to the Guru, Sadguru in my heart, who's sitting in my heart, who's taken over my heart. My worthy Guru seated in my heart has helped me to cross the flood of existence, and because of him I take special interest in discriminating knowledge. It is only by the grace of the Sadguru. Sadguru is not some person outside. It's not some padvi. Or padvi ko kya bolenge? Some
Position or status.
Like we say, chief minister, president.
Title.
It's not a Sadguru is not a title. Sadguru is the most immediate to your being. He's not other than your being. And that's why he's given him, he said, Maz Hridayi Sadguru Tene Tariloha Sansara Puru. Puru means flood. The flood of this sansar. And I have crossed this flood of sansar only by the grace of the Sadguru Maharaj. Manauni Vishesha Atyadaru Vivekavari. And therefore he says that, and because of him, I take special interest in the discriminating knowledge. And what is discriminating knowledge? Remember, I told you there is apara knowledge, apara vidya, para vidya in Mundaka Upanishad. That Mundaka Upanishad also comes in Atharvana Veda. Prashna Upanishad also comes in Atharvana Ved, what we are doing. So what is Aparavidya? That knowledge which keeps changing, that knowledge which is fleeting, knowledge about that which is not permanent, that which is finite. That is Aparavidya. And what is Paravidya? Knowledge of that which never ceases to be, that which is the substratum, that which is the constant, that which is the infinite, that which is ever. So here he is saying that I take special interest in discriminating knowledge. Discrimination means distinction in your, the intellect is making the distinction between, is alert all the time, is vigilant that what is changing and what is not changing, what is finite and what is infinite. So right now, where is your attention? Tell where your attention is.
Infinite.
Infinite cannot be thought about. Good, good.
On the words.
On the words. But words are changing. Where is your attention?
On you, Swami.
On me. My hair are falling. My eyes are blinking. My lips are changing shape. I am continuously moving, so I am not still. So discrimination means moving away from that which is changing to that which is constant. And you don't seek that constant outside. You have to come to a point where you come to recognize that that constant principle, that unchanging principle is within me. Nay, it is me. In essence, not me as the body, but in me as the consciousness. But for that, discrimination is required. The whole world is changing. Acha yaar, pura world change ho raha hai. Now where do I go? Okay, I come to my body. But my body is also changing. Acha, yahan se I come to my breath. Breath is also changing. Acha, then I go to even back behind the breath. Mind is also changing. Thoughts are coming and going. Acha, yeah, sab kuch is changing. Everything is being taken away. Now I come to intellect. Intellect is also changing. The I also keeps coming and going. Now what to do? Who knows that the I is also coming and going? Be that. This is discrimination. So that is what he's saying, that it is by the grace of the Sadguru who is seated in my heart that I have embarked on this journey of discrimination, that I developed interest in discrimination. And therefore, discriminating knowledge, as the antimony applied to the eye, extends a person's vision, and the hidden treasure reveals itself to him wherever he casts his eye, or one who has the philosopher's stone in hand gains all desires. So by the grace of my Guru Nivritti, all my desires are fulfilled. So see how beautiful it is. The example here taken is that wherever the eye, the vision goes, if my vision goes to Nagaraj, Nagaraj reveals himself. Then my attention goes to Mataji, Mataji reveals herself. Then it goes to the picture on the wall, the picture reveals itself. Then it goes to the setting sun, the setting sun reveals itself. Wherever I put my attention, vision, there the revelation is. See? So also, wherever you go, you are always there. Let every thought, every contact, every stimuli, everything become an excuse for the self to reveal itself. So here it says that wherever he casts his eye, or one who has philosopher's stone in his hand. What is a philosopher's stone? It's a nowadays nobody has seen it, but they say it used to be there, that it could turn iron into anything into gold. So, what is philosopher's stone? What is that stone? Here it is an example. Here he says, Sadguru is my philosopher's stone. Because of him, all my desires are fulfilled. Otherwise, we keep going. You heard that Midas touch story? That is also taken from our scriptures only by these fellows. Yeah, it is there. And he asked Lord Shiva that after a lot of tapasya, tamasic tapasya he did. And Lord Shiva paid. What do you want? I want a blessing that everything I touch should turn into gold. He says, why you want everything to be touched and turn into gold? Life will become miserable. Oh, you only speak like that. One wish I had, and that for that I did tapasya, and you are not ready to grant me. He says, don't speak like that. Tathastu. And the moment he gave, after some time he touched the stone, stone became gold. Then he touched the tree became gold. Ore bapre. Then he wanted to drink water became gold. He couldn't drink. Then he plucked the fruit became gold. And at that time his daughter came running from somewhere, Daddy! And the daughter also became gold. Then he sits in meditation again. Again pleases the Lord Shiva. He says, please, contain this. It's too much. What you said was correct. So in this way, so he says that one who has the philosopher's stone in hand gains all desires. So by the grace of my Guru Maharaj, whose name is Nivritti, what is Nivritti again?
Dissolving all the desires.
Nivritti means total dispassion. Remember one thing, by accumulating things, you will want to accumulate more. If you fulfill one desire, you want more desires to be fulfilled. That is the way of the mind. That is the way of the desires. But here, not only Jnaneshwari Maharaj, our Upanishads also say the same thing, that the more we withdraw from our desires, to that extent all our desires are fulfilled, meaning we come close to our essential nature, and our essential nature is all that there is. Therefore, if our Atma is all that there is, how can I desire myself? I am already fulfilled. Only when I don't know myself, then I think I have this bucket list, that bucket list, this desire, that desire. I think if I do this sadhana, यहाँ पे डालनी गली तो that teacher, then that guru, then this text, then that text. There is no end to it. So in this manner, where are we? Therefore, a wise person should serve his guru and accomplish his object, even as by watering the tree at the base, its branches and leaves become afresh. If you keep watering the leaves, will the tree remain healthy? No. You have to water the roots. When you water the roots, automatically the tree becomes healthy. So when you water, meaning fulfill, quench the thirst of your desires, are you going to be healthy? No. Then you water the root desire. What is that root desire? Who am I? You keep contemplating on that. Keep thinking of the Lord. He is the source. And once you are locked into that, automatically the tree of life, this tree that your body is, the tree that life is, everything gets nourished. You find yourself at the right place, at the right time, with the right people, with the right vision, just like Jnaneshwari Maharaj. You're never amiss. Everything is, you are in tune with nature. Only when we are not in tune with nature, then wrong music comes. That wrong music is ahankar, ego. When we are in tune with nature, there is no ahankar. It's just flowing. Life is flowing through you. That flow gets obstructed when you build a dam of ego, of ownership, of importance, of value giving, of desire. Then you block that flow. But when it is flowing, when you are nivritti, when you are dispassionate, when you are withdrawn from everything, you desire nothing. And in this manner, watering the trees at the base, its branches and leaves become afresh. Till here we conclude today. And we just मनौनी जानते नो गुरु कीजे तेणे कृत कार्य होइजे जैसे मूल सिंचने सहजे शाखा पल्लव संतोषती. Shakha, branches, pallava, leaves, santoshati are content. You are not giving them water, you are watering the roots, but the leaves are green. You water the self. Watering the self means bring your attention towards the self, desire the self. Let the waters of the mind, let the thoughts of the mind, let the thought flow of the mind be introverted towards the self. Then the whole life becomes healthy and green and happy. In this manner, we conclude at 25th OV. Next week, we begin from 26th OV onwards. Contemplate, contemplate, contemplate. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Just sit quietly for a moment. Hari Om.